One of the things that I'd like to see from this Liverpool side, with regards to, and what I'm sorry, it's not what I'd like to see. It's more what I hope has happened, is that we've gone. Let's not spend all our money this season, and this is like my ideal situation. Klopp's gone. I think I can get in the Champions League with what we've got, without burdening the clubs with players who are of a quality that aren't good enough for us to exist in that competition and to exist and challenge on multiple fronts. I would love it. If Klopp saved that money up and just went balls out. We got in the Champions League and he was like, this is why we're saving that money, because I would have had to buy, let's give an example, Andros Townsend.
Yeah.
When actually, you know what, if I can get in the Champions League with the players that I've got, I can go and get, someone much better, someone of Champions League quality. I'm just worried that that's not the case.
Yeah, because we've been in this situation before, and it's like, you know what it is, it's that thing of things will be okay when such and such comes back from injury, when we get a new manager, when we get new owners, when we get in the Champions League, when we do this and that, and you know, there's always factors, and this is the problem. It's always like it's this delayed gratification. Where Liverpool have gone fucking tantric on this delayed gratification of things coming good. When it comes good, you know, and I'm confident it will. I don't know about the ownership. We'll talk about that in a bit, but when it comes good, I'm going to pop. Every pore in my body, something is going to explode out of it. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm going to handle it because of the way they've built up. But I think you're right in that, and I'm hoping you're right in that. It's hard to see this when you're very much mired in a season and when you're performing poorly, as we have been predominantly in this year. But I look back at it, and I still think maybe a player in January would have helped alleviate a lot of burden. So let's put a pin in that and put that to one side for 1 second. Is that you can look at the squad and say, striking the balance, as we've said, between the amount of games that we had. You know, we had a minimum of 40 games to play this season. We've added what, 5 or 6 or whatever, 7 or whatever on top of that. It added as well on the fact that Klopp's trying to bed in like a core. You know, he wants a core of his squad, and he wants to drill exactly what he wants into them, so that when you start adding to that, you're not reinventing the fucking wheel every summer. You're not getting it in. You're not starting with 11 new players and starting from scratch every single July. So the issue we've still got is that there was a lot of turnover in the summer. There was still a lot of players in, a lot of players out, loads of players out, and still quite a lot of players in. To start adding to that, you know, and as you say, with all those factors in, if we'd gone and let's just say we'd gone and addressed every one of our major squad issues, tried to get it perfect, so we'd gone and spent £30 million on a left back, and we'd gone and bought another £25 million centre half, and we'd gone and done X, Y, and Z. That's the situation everyone wants and everyone's kind of looking for. But I do just think in terms of how we were set up and what we wanted to do, there was only ever going to be so much that the manager was comfortable doing in one go. And if he's perceiving it as 3, 4, 5 years down the line, he's got the confidence to do that, which is something that we've not seen a lot. Because Brendan Rodgers had a very short contract to begin with as well. You know what I mean? It's very rare. We haven't had a manager who's been given that trust, and whom also we put our trust in for ages, to say, you know, give it 3 years. And I think that's where our chief concerns come of this, is that hopefully you're right, is that we get to this summer and we add some big quality to bolt on to what is already a core 11 or 12 really good quality players who totally bought into the system. And you're not starting, it's not year zero come the end of the season again, basically.
I've said it before and I've said it again. Klopp said that he is more interested in developing the players that he's got than buying players, because he knows what he's dealing with, I think, and he trusts that he's a good coach and he's got a good coaching team around him. I wonder whether, and I hope again, that having spent a year intensively training these drills into these players, that come next season will be in a better position than everyone else. When what will happen is two teams who finish outside the top four, or maybe three of the big seven who fall outside that top four, will panic and change again. And this time I know we'll be in a better position than them, because there might be a change of manager. There'll be certainly a shifting of deadwood. There'll be an influx of new players. Whereas what I don't think we'll have is this mass exodus of players like we had last season.
Well, you've got,
but as you say, you're adding those little bits, and you can pick and choose what you want then, and you'll know more about your players, which means that you don't waste as much money in the pursuit of what you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. I think we might see more stability in terms of manager turnover for the first time in a while at the top end of the table. But again, it's that weight of expectation that, again, you go out and buy. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? And there is no right answer to it, because it all exists in hypothetics. But let's use Man United and Arsenal as two examples of this. They're top players. If for whatever reason they don't get into the Champions League this season, whether everyone likes it or not, and no matter how much money they're being paid, no matter who the manager in charge is, agents and players and the players' mates, and they read social media and they see all these things, there will be a little doubt to start to creep into their head, particularly Arsenal, because we see it all the time. You've got Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil, who, let's be perfectly honest, will move. One of them will probably move this summer. If someone comes in with a mega bid for one of them, don't be surprised to see one of them going. And then they're in a position where they're having to replace that, and you've got all the upset that comes with it. What we need to do, and like a perfect world scenarios for Liverpool, is to get ourselves in the Champions League by hook or by crook. Go through a summer where we only sell the players we want to sell, only buy the players largely we want to buy, and put ourselves in a stronger footing. Exactly what you're saying, and that's hopefully something that
it's interesting. Actually, slightly off topic. Did you see the Southampton chairman come out and said that that's what Southampton's plan is going to be this year? So he was talking about Virgil van Dijk and basically warning Liverpool off Virgil van Dijk, and he said, look, in the last couple of years we've sold our big players. We're now in a position where Virgil has got a long contract with us. He's the club captain, and we want to arrest that sort of slide, and we want to make sure that we keep our players and build from this platform. It's just quite interesting that Southampton have finally decided that enough's enough.
Well, that's what we've seen.
They're not willing to settle, and nor should Liverpool.
Well, we're seeing that, aren't we? We saw that with Everton, with the likes of Lukaku and whatever. They can afford to go, no, it's all right, we've got money now, we don't need to sell people. And they only get rid of John Stones when the timing of it was dictated by themselves. They kept him for another year because they fancied they probably could have just kept him if they'd really
milked it dry 50 million.
Well, absolutely 100%. And that's definitely something that I think when you're in the tier below, almost we're sort of at the top fringes of feeding into the top end. There's definitely more. We're definitely going to see more of that, but you still get those at the very, very top end. You got those elite players, and that's one thing where we could do with more elite players. And I said this on the final word again: Liverpool need more elite players. I hope we grow a few into them, definitely, but we could do with buying one or two just to have, because of all the benefits that come with them. But the problem with those elite players is inevitably they know that they can win silverware.
Yeah,
they are almost, their talent guarantees silverware, and it's whether they've got the ambition to go and seek it out places. We're, again, another example where we're kind of okay, but there'll be players at other clubs who will start to agitate, which should be good fun.
I love the idea, like, taking that, we've got this core group of players, and I've said it, and I still believe it. I think Liverpool will play 4-2-3-1 next season. I think you'll have Jordan Henderson, maybe Gini Wijnaldum as the holding role, and then you've got Mane, Firmino, Lallana and Coutinho fighting it out for a 3. And you're dropping Lallana, you're dropping Firmino into the 10, whichever you feel is the right move, and you just drop that elite player that we're talking about. Yeah. That guy who's going to score you 25 goals and put the fear of God into every other team, who comes up against him and goes, fuck, I can't we've got to defend him. And then there's Firmino, and then there's Mane, and Adam Lallana and Phil Coutinho. That's what it does. Whereas right now you can go, oh, well, I think I can stop Firmino. Are you all right with Mane?
Yeah, that's it.
It's a massive difference.
Well,
isn't it?
Exactly that, isn't it? And what Liverpool would need going forward, and whether I don't know who that player is, but the profile that we're looking for is Luis Suarez again. Not getting him back, but Suarez was 22, 23 when we signed him. So was Fernando Torres. Another thing worth pointing out again, of course, is that people think of these guys as, at the time, Fernando Torres was probably the best centre forward in the world when he was at his peak with us. Luis Suarez, third best player in the world now, still was when he played for us, but they weren't that when we bought them, which is always worth.
Liverpool made them.
Exactly, always worth remembering. But yeah,
Or you take a cheeky bid on Aguero.
Yeah,
who you think wouldn't fit our style, but he's got everything else.
Maybe, yeah. It's more that thing. Mane for me is the model in that regard. Is that, you know, someone who's got the physical attributes, who's got the, you know, I think you can take a gamble on the people who've got the right attitude and the right physical attributes first. You trust them to grow into what you need. Whereas we too often get those guys who, I'll use Lallana as an example of it. Love Adam Lallana. He's integral to how we play. He's great, but he's one of them that he's had to fight against his physical limitations. Yeah. So he's always his touch is great, but he would be. If he had another yard of pace or 2 yards of pace, he would be playing for Barcelona. I knew you would. Just let it go. If he could complete the 100 metres in another 2 seconds faster than he could, you know what I mean? He'd be
yard of pace nonsense.
Yeah, he would be a metre more pace. He'd be he'd be a genuine world beater, and that's what we've had too many of in recent years. And it's a Brendan Rodgers legacy of guys who are brilliant at football, but then. The problem is
you're right, but it's very easy to throw out there. The guys who have the touch of Adam Lallana and the speed of Sadio Mane are playing for Real Madrid.
Well, exactly, but
that's the problem.
But the thing is, that's what the Real Madrid don't buy those players aged 20 and 21. They buy them aged 25, 26 for ridiculous money and beyond. That's the thing is, we need to get back to being that club again that goes and gets them before they make that move. You know, it's obvious, isn't it? Rather than, again, that's where Liverpool have fallen down. They need to get back into the habit of being a success. It's one of them. You know, a guy should have that. I just want to see pace and power. That's what we need more, as much of that as we can physically get into the squad as possible, because
and endurance. I think that's something that we've shown that we need now.
Yeah,
I think you need there. Yeah, I think you're oversimplifying, but your point is right. They're the two key attributes.
Yeah, exactly. I could go through me 25 point ratings out of 20 for me scout settings on Football Manager 2017. But yeah, you know, in a general speaking, athletes first. And who had the bits and pieces on top. And again, Mane, I think Mane will hopefully, when he finishes Liverpool career and moves on, he will fit into the bracket. We'll think of him the same way we think of Suarez, the same way we think of Torres. In there, we've got a guy.
Except we'll be made up because he's the guy who stayed there and won us league titles and European Cups. Paul.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, no,
nice chat.
You know what would be actually. You know what? Fuck that. I want us to get back to the point where we go. Well, in fact, Torres being the perfect example of that. Get back to that Liverpool that goes, I think we've got all we're going to get out of him, and we sell them for ludicrous money, and then they go and lose their legs on other people.
I'd rather us win trophies, but go ahead. My idea was we keep Mane and win the league and European Cup, and yours was let's use him until his legs are out.
That's the same. Well, that's the same thing. The idea. Well, I'm not saying we don't win trophies.
You didn't say we did,
but it's a given. Oh yeah. Let's keep all up as well. We don't win. Yeah. The point is, Liverpool get back to the world where we wring every ounce of talent out of the people we want, and then we fuck them off. Get back to being ruthless with our players rather than being, oh well, we're not offering success, are we? So do you want to go move to another club? Oh, go on, Raheem, enjoy yourself. No, fuck off, you dickhead. You fucking stay here till you're a broken cart horse, and we kick you out to the curb, and some idiots like Chelsea give us, you know, ludicrous sums of money for you, etc., etc.